Here we go. Yes. Okay. Yes. Awesome. Thank you, wife. Thank you all so much for joining. So sorry for being late here. This is Eugene Bush of E-Tre Productions, reporting live from Birmingham, Alabama. Yep, that's where I am. Good old Birmingham. I am actually here filming a documentary that we're so excited about on Miles College. And I just joined the internet. And so that's why I'm late. It took a while just to get to this high-speed internet because the internet was too slow in order for me to go live with. So I am on with you all. I'm so happy to finally be here. And I got a super dope topic to talk to you today about, which, oh, let me charge my phone. Okay, this right here is my handy dandy fashion kit that has now become my everyday wear. Okay, thanks to Birdie Styles. We're styling it, but it's now become part of my everyday attire. Okay, this underwear and socks. All right, so today we want to talk about, I had a super dope conversation on the way up here, and we were talking about marketing, but we're really talking about marketing in a different kind of spin, and I thought this would be really good for you all to hear this kind of point, right? So most people approach social media and marketing, and they kind of get that. I need to get the word out about who I am, what I do. I need to tell people kind of what I and do extra work to conquer this other area called social media. But on the ride up here, I was discussing with my DP, actually, who's shooting this doc, how people need to think about social media differently. And it is marketing, but it's really more about trust. And what do you mean, Eugene? Here's what I mean. When you are navigating through the world, right, and you're looking to either get hired or do some business with someone, or you even to engage in a relationship with someone, generally you gauge that based on trust. Do I trust this person, right? Are they going to give me the result I want, the product I want? Are they going to give me the love I want, the care I want, right? Are they going to care for me in a way that I need to be cared for, right? We know that idea of trust when it comes to relationships. We know the idea of trust even when it comes to everyday activities of, let me go to the airport. Right? Is this pilot really going to fly me where I need to be? Or does he just look like a pilot, right? Is he a fake pilot or is he a real pilot? But you see him in that suit, you trust the airline that they're going to get to where you want to get to. You trust your Uber driver. When you drive your Uber, you're trusting that this app has done the proper background checks and this person actually has a license, drives safe, right? And know how to get you from point A to point B in a safe manner. You trust them, right? Most of our interactions come in trust, but we generally don't recognize how much trust plays when it comes to entertainment. And what I mean is when we're going to a movie, right? Jurassic Park spins across the screen. And I say it all the time, anytime Jurassic Park has a new movie, they got my money immediately, right? I'm paying it because the brand has infiltrated into my heart. What it also means is that I trust the brand to provide a certain feeling or entertainment to me that I'm willing to pay for, right? Entertainers, right? There used to be a time where Nicolas Cage could do no wrong, okay? And then he came out with a couple movies, right? And I'm like, I don't know if I trust Nicolas Cage, right? Before he used to be in a movie, I'd be like, I'm going to see. Now I'm like, I may have to check this one out because I don't necessarily trust Nicolas Cage. But Denzel, right? He's got a name. I trust Denzel, okay? Denzel come out of the movie, I know he gonna give me a performance, a show, something. He gonna give me that energy that's gonna take me on a journey, right? I trust Denzel, right? So when we think about it in terms of entertainment, we apply the trust to that, we can see how we really do trust those that we give our money to, that we place our trust in, that to get us a certain result, right? Well, such is the case when it comes to you and how you interact in the world. Social media isn't just about likes, comments, followers. It's about establishing a trust in those around you. Okay? So the trust could be, I want the world to trust me in the realm that I'm a professional at. So then they'll continue to give me money and put me in those areas. So if I'm a singer, I want people to trust me that I can sing them into sadness if I'm Mary J, or in them into a shout dance if I'm Mary Mary, or sing me into a heart space if I'm Whitney or Adele, or what, you get what I'm saying? You trust that certain singers are going to take you somewhere, right? Which is why you pay your money for Beyonce tickets, because you trust that she's going to get you there, right? Well, social media is that method for you to establish that kind of trust in all those around you that you're able to get them somewhere. Okay? Now, whether you know it or not, you're doing it. So even if you engage in social media or you don't engage in social media, you are establishing a trust, right? You know it by we talk about our careers. By what are people calling you for? What are people requesting most from you? What are people paying you for, right? You are paying for, if you're being hired to be an assistant all the time, right? And you're always someone's personal assistant or executive assistant, chances are people trust you in that executive or, assistant space. And they probably trust you there because either you've made a good argument, maybe you've got a degree, or maybe you've worked with someone else in that capacity, and word of mouth has, they're trusting the person that told them about you. Okay? But generally, that whatever you're being hired in, that's the area that people are trusting that you'll do. So for a long time, I was being hired as the videographer, right? I'm the guy that people trusted would pick up a camera and hold a camera. Okay? Now, there's nothing wrong with that. I love that, right? And actually, before that, I was the computer guy. Got my degree in computer science. I went around doing a lot of IT support and helping out a lot of folks. And if you probably ask my mom to this day, she'll tell you I'm the computer guy. Any issues that they have in the computer, they call in me, okay? I'm the computer guy, right? But that's because that's where I presented myself as, right? I would actually do good work in that area, and the word got around and people started trusting Eugene being the computer guy. Well, then I started transitioning and I want to get into entertainment. And I picked up a camera one day, recorded some stuff, and people started enjoying the product I was putting out. Now, I was hoping they would trust me in the acting space, trust me to control a role, right? But they weren't hiring me for acting. They started hiring me for production. They started hiring me to hold a camera and edit, right? Which I was really good at too. Well, am really good at. And so even today, I still do that. The difference is, I've established a different kind of trust. I've established a trust of getting people results with video. So that's why now I'm here in Alabama and I'm able to produce and co-direct a documentary, right? It's not because I've ever worked with this person on a documentary. It's because I've produced other projects enough and that people have seen me produce projects enough that they're willing to trust me that if Eugene produces this project, is the head, hires the staff, is over all the components of this project will get done in a very professional manner, on time, on budget, look great, and sound great, right? And give a great result, right? People are trusting me in that area. But it was absolutely intentional. That wasn't by accident. And what I mean it wasn't by accident, it was because I started putting myself out there as a producer, director, actor. Okay? So I need y'all to see that shift. What people trust us in, the area that people trust us in, it can happen. You can fall into an area, you can fall into a space where you're just really good at this certain thing, and now that's where people trust you, and that's what you're being called and requested for. but it can also be very intentional. You can make the area that you want people to trust you in, right? And the way you do that is you keep putting yourself in that light. And that's why I brought up the example of me being a videographer, right? I was a computer guy because I kept telling everybody I was a computer guy. And then I transitioned over to be the video guy because that's what I was doing, I was being paid for. And even though I'm being paid today to still do video, I don't put it out there that I do video. I put out there that I produce, I coach, and I act. And that's why today here I am producing, coaching you all. And next week I'll be in Miami speaking in front of a large audience at the Black Equity Con in Miami, Florida, about social media, about content, right? It literally came because I put myself out there to be that. I used my social media platform to say not just what I am doing in real life, like what's making my money. I put what I want to do. I put what my vision is to do and the areas I want to go. I presented myself in a fashion in the area I wanted people to trust me in, which is producing, acting, and coaching. And because I put myself in that area, I'm seeing the result of that. People are hiring me for that area. I'm getting producing roles. I'm getting acting roles. I'm getting coaching opportunities, right? And so to me, it was simple. I saw the connection between marketing and trust, and how whatever I market, generally that's what people trust, right? Because a lot of people don't do the research, really. People, if you walk through an airport with a pilot's, gear on, you could probably walk onto a plane or very close to a plane without being questioned, right? Here's how this works too. Many times we used to go to events, right? So I was working with a fashion show in Chicago, a very large fashion show, and we would fly to different places. We flew to Atlanta, we flew to Jamaica, we would fly out, different places and get into a lot of events. Well, the creator of this didn't necessarily have the credentials to get into said events. But what I had was this camera and this gear, right? And this demeanor that looked like I was on crew, that I was on staff. And so I would actually, at large events, be able to get, so BET Rip the Runway. It's not anymore, it used to be Rip the Runway. I was able to get backstage at BET's Rip the Runway with no credentials, nothing but a camera and confidence, right? Because I looked the part. I had the equipment, I had the gear, I looked the part, I walked right backstage, didn't say anything to anybody, walked right past security. They let me right through. There you go, sir. No issues. Because I looked the part, right? Another example, okay? And I dare to confess this online, but who cares? We're here, okay? I went to a Lil Wayne concert. Same thing. I love Lil Wayne at this point, right? He had a big concert, and actually, to my defense, I thought I was going there with somebody to record. So I was really supposed to be there behind the scenes recording. But they canceled with me, right, before I could get there, and I didn't have a ticket, and I really wanted to go see Lil Wayne. So instead of buying a ticket, I went right to the back door with my camera and walked straight through. Now, they actually stopped me, right? But they didn't stop me at the front door. They stopped me right before I got into the audience section. And it was because no cameras were allowed in the audience. So when I got to I'm in the concert, but when I went to go into where the seats are, that's when the ushers were like, "Sir, you can't bring a camera in here." And I was like, "Oh, I'm working." They're like, "Yeah, but no cameras go in the audience area." I didn't have a ticket. So I was like, "Well, I'm working. I was supposed to be shooting somebody. They're backstage." I made up this whole story, and I said, so I just need to have a seat, really, until I can get back to work. So they were like, "Well, it's fine, Eugene. Why don't you just, we'll give you this not a badge, but a wristband. We'll give you this wristband so you can come back in, but just go take your camera, come back, and just have a seat." Cool, right? So because I looked the part, because I presented the part, because I looked like I was official, they let me into this whole concert, right? So now I don't advocate you all doing the same thing. But what I am saying is use wisdom to understand the lesson. The lesson is, if you look the part, if you market the part, generally people will trust you in that area that you're marketing. And those doors of opportunity will open, right? So if you want to be a writer, well, social media is your means to get people to trust you in the area of writing. How do you do that, Eugene? You market yourself in the area of writing on your social media platforms. You keep putting out the writing content that you have, that you are, right? Perception in this world is reality. It isn't separate, right? If I can present myself as a writer and I keep putting myself out there as a writer, people are going to believe that I'm a writer and start treating me as such. Same thing if you want to start your own show, right? If you ever wanted to own a show or a TV show or present yourself as a network, right? Whatever it is you put yourself out there as, wisdom says generally people will begin to believe you. Okay? Now what you don't want to do, like myself, is put myself out there as a singer and say I'm an amazing singer, I'm a dope singer, I'm a great singer, and all of a sudden I put myself out there and people see I can't sing. Well, now they're going to know that that's the dude that says he can sing, but he really can't sing. Okay? So don't be fraudulent, right, in your presentation. But do recognize that if it is an area that you want to grow in, you can absolutely build that trust. Right? So I want you all to start thinking about your social media differently, thinking about the opportunity that you have at hand, and also stop second guessing or doubting the work that you're putting out to the world. Just because something is not perfect, it's not everything you want it to be, it's really not about it being perfect, right? Some people are really scared at putting their stuff out there themselves. And I get it, right? It's a scary thing. Like, it's you, right? This is your life. I get it. So it can be scary to put yourself out there. But if you don't put yourself out there, you don't give yourself the opportunity to build the trust with the people that you need to pay you, or build the trust with the people that you need to hire you, or build the trust with the people that you need to buy your work or invest in your dream. Right? We all need a team. We all need more people to elevate and get to where we need to. But if we don't present ourselves as trustworthy and market ourselves in that manner, we never give the opportunity for those people with the influence, the gatekeepers, the money, so on and so forth. We don't give the opportunity for those people to connect with us because we're not presenting ourselves in a trustworthy fashion. Another way to put it is, if you're another way to think about trust. If you're the one who's not putting your stuff out there, right? So you don't want to push your content on social media. You're waiting, you're doing pitches all the time. You're waiting for some person of influence to buy it or whatever the case may be. You have to understand, when somebody buys your work or puts your work on their network, whether their network be their platform, their social media platform, whether their network be OWN or CBS. If someone does that for you, they are literally investing in you. They're investing in your product. If you're an actor, they're investing in your face. They're investing in whatever it is that you're putting out there. That investment is trust. They are trusting that your product, your face, your dream, whatever, is going to help them. Right? It's going to bring positive results to their platform, right? They're trusting that. Well, if you don't put yourself on your own platform, why do you expect someone else to trust you on their platform? Let me say that again. If you don't have enough trust in yourself to put yourself out there on your own platform, why do you expect someone else to trust you and putting your stuff on their platform? Right? That's a hard sell. It's a much easier sell if you've been putting yourself out there for years. You're getting an audience. You're gaining traction. People see, wow, this person is out there. They're doing a thing. They're not getting many hits. Maybe not, the algorithm's not in their favor. Maybe they're not, getting much traction, but they've been putting themselves out there for years. And it's good, because now I can see what they're doing. And it's good. So if it's good, I can now see if I add my little bit of money, my platform, my influence onto what they already have, how much more will they succeed? But it comes from them being able to see you in the area that you market and trust that you will bring those results that they want for their platform, right? So this whole thing today was about trust. I need you to think of social media as not just another job, not just something to do, not the old school thinking of, well, you only get a first chance to make a first impression, right? It's not that at all. You want to think of social media as this is my means to build trust in the people that I want to go with me on this journey. Whether it's my fans, my supporters, my investors, right? My team members, right? You need people to believe in the thing that you do. Whether it's painting, whether it's, artistry, whether it's singing, whether it's writing, right? Modeling, whatever it is that you are putting yourself out there to do, right? That's what you need people to trust you in. Okay? And in order to build that trust, you've got to trust yourself, right? You can't, hide your gift under a bushel and expect it to thrive, right? How can this light shine except that you put it on a hill for it to shine, right? You've got to let your light shine so other people can see it, add to your light, and you can go further. But if you don't put yourself out there, you never give your light the real opportunity it needs to shine. Okay? Last example. And yes, Kayla, I'm all in your business, even though Kayla wasn't the one I was talking about. But that is so cool that if I'm in your business, because I'm in others as well, right? Like it was literally someone else that I was talking to, and this issue happens to a lot of people. They really think the same way. Okay? A fire, right? We know if you are like me, when I got into this business, the entertainment business, I came from corporate. I came from 18 years, literally, of doing corporate IT project management, and it was just not doing it for me. I just couldn't muster the feeling of going to a job every day. Yes, I was making money. I was making good money. Bills are paid, right? But I was still empty. I wasn't fulfilled. I felt like there was a fire in me that was being quenched. It was trying to burn brighter, but it just couldn't. And so it started to die. I literally felt like I was on the bus in Chicago, and I felt like, if this is my life, I am going to die. Like my fire is dwindling, okay? And I didn't have much time. And so I made the decision to go to do what it is that I felt like I was put on the planet to do, whether it brought me money or not. And today I'm making more money than I was on corporate. But be that as it may, at the time I had a fire in me that I felt like was being smothered. Now, any firefighter, anyone to tell you a pyro, right, a pyromaniac, they'll tell you the way to get a fire to burn more is to add more fuel and to give it more air, right? The more oxygen you give a fire, the brighter it burns, because fire needs air to burn brighter, right? If you want to squash a candle, the candle's got the wick, you can light it, it'll be burning all day, but just put a cap on that thing. The candle will go away, right? The fire go away, because there's no air, right? You're not giving it any room to breathe, okay? Your social media is the air that your fire needs to breathe. Yes, it's risky. Yes, it's scary, because with the air comes the risk of great success, the fire burning bright, but also comes with the risk of haters and the people with bottles of water that may be trying to douse your fire, right? It may come with, and those bottles of water trying to douse your fire may not just come from outside haters. It can come from family. It can come from, parents, aunties, uncles, children, okay? There will be a lot of forces out there that are trying to douse your fire. But what we do know, that if you don't give it air, you never give it the opportunity to grow. Okay? So what you don't want to do is be your own worst enemy. You don't want to quench your fire by not giving it the air it needs before it even gets the opportunity to grow and burst into flames, right? And to burn bright. Okay? And so that's what you want to do. You want to open yourself up to air. Make room. When God says that your gift will make room for you, this is the room. Make room for yourself. Open yourself up. Spread your wings. Tell the world. Share your vision. Tell the world what it is that you want to do. Right? And how do you do that? You do that through the means that you have. When you're on the phone, that's great. You tell people on the phone, this is what I want to do, this is what I'm doing, so on and so forth. You want to use everything in your power and your ability to tell the world, this is it, this is what I'm doing, I'm marketing, and I want you to trust me in the area I'm doing this. I need the air, I need the room, and I want to bust this thing wide open and fulfill every promise and every success that God has for me, right? You've got to do that by giving yourself room, give yourself air, right? Talk about it on your social media, even if you go live, if you talk to a camera, if you record yourself talking to someone else. Some people aren't good at talking directly to the camera. And so that was all motivation. Here's a tip for you. Some people who are not good at talking directly to a camera, right? Then you put the camera here and you talk to your spouse. You talk to your uncle, your aunt, somebody that you're comfortable with, right? Some of the best messages happen when you're talking to one person, not talking to millions. Talk to one person. Tell them why you're passionate. Tell them why you're doing what you're doing. Tell them, explain to them, here's why I've been called to do this, or here's why I'm good at this, or here's why I think you should trust me to deliver the result that you need. Talk to one person and just put the camera here to record it, right? That's one way to do it. You could talk to the camera. Another way to do it is get someone else to talk on your behalf. That works too. If you know you're a painter and you're not good at selling your paint, you paint in the background and let somebody else talk, right? And the best way to get the most amount of results, to make the most room, is to use these trending sounds in order to translate that into what you need it to be to get your message out. Right? Use what's already working. Don't reinvent the wheel. Don't try to think of some new trick like the Matrix came up with bullet time and they had things going in slow motion. Don't come up with bullet time. Okay? If you're not that advanced, don't even try it. Just do what's already being done and translate it to you. So when you're looking at the trends that are in the community in this app, you want to look at those and you want to, click on trends. And I just posted up over a dozen more, which are so good. Go into the trends, look at the one, and ask the question, how can I apply this trend to me? Do the dance, do the move, do the voiceover, do whatever it is that they're doing, and apply that trend to you. That's how you get the best results. That's how you make room. That's how you build trust with your community, with your team, right? In order for people to start trusting that you're that person that can get them the results that they want. All right? So that's all I got. I am off now to prepare for this doc. Please send your prayers up for those who are absolute believers, that everything goes well, that we get amazing stories, right? And it touches hearts and changes lives. That is my tagline for my company, changes lives. E-Tre Productions, changing lives through vision. So I definitely hope that we change lives and believe that we will. And super blessings on Miss Cass Seegers, who got me this opportunity. I'm so grateful and blessed for her. And guys, please make some content. Let's not talk about it. Let's be about it, right? Let's make some room. Let's build that trust today. And you can do it today. This is not something you have to wait for. Go into the community today, find a trend, use the audio, record yourself, and do it. If you need help doing that, definitely look back at some previous videos, which we've done full tutorials. And I guess I will catch you all on the next live next week. Thank you all again for joining, and I will see y'all on the next one. Peace.